You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday afternoon, and happy Veterans Day to all the veterans watching. We're still in the deep freeze a little bit, but we're starting to come out.
Don't worry, everyone. Yeah, did you see a little bit of snow this morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Another
Not too much.
little dusting just to make things slick, slickery. Inventing words for you, Alex.
And it's all melting away now that the temperatures are slowly creeping up. And look at this, I got 50 by the time we get to Wednesday, 54 Thursday, 59 Friday, and then there's that 62 by the time we get to Saturday. We will cool off, but let's just pretend these temperatures aren't happening right now. Let's enjoy the nice warm stuff that's on the way to southern Wisconsin. Tonight will be warmer than what we experienced last night. We had clear skies. Temperatures got down into the low to mid 20s. Tonight we're going to be a little bit above normal. Breezy conditions, clear skies. And how about those temperatures a little bit closer to home as we go into Wednesday? 50 Madison, 49 in Watertown, 54 in southwest Wisconsin. We will have a bit of a breeze, though, to contend with yet. On Wednesday, those current temperatures out there right now, we got 43 in Madison, 50 in Prairie du Chien, 43 in the Dells, and we got some 43s along the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Zooming in on here into Dane County, we got 43 at the airport, 42 to the east over towards Deerfield, and then the 46s hanging out to the west part of Dane County. Planning our night tonight, we'll get down to 35, up to 50 we go. Breezy weather on Wednesday. When will those breezes ease on up? I'm going to let you know when I come back.
Thank you, Alex. Well, if you have to make the choice between heating your home and putting food on the table, supporters say a new bill introduced in the state legislature could provide some help.
Our Arman Rahman reports on the effort to make sure that heating up doesn't eat up your finances.
According to the U.S. Census, roughly a quarter of Americans could not pay their utility bills last year. Advocates say it becomes a struggle when they make up 6, 10, sometimes 20% of their monthly income.
It's been a significant burden.
Matthew Kluger's energy bills account for about 3 to 4% of his income, but he says he has neighbors and friends who pay much more. He's hoping this new bill in the state legislature will help by making it so no one's utility bills account for more than 2% of their monthly income. Robert Craig, the executive director of Citizen Action of Wisconsin, says this is especially urgent right now with talk and plans of AI data centers throughout southern Wisconsin threatening to raise rates for residents.
The data center companies, the ones that are public like Microsoft, are claiming they're going to pay for the increased energy generation. They're not paying for all the huge upgrades in the grid that are needed. You need to build out the grid to these areas that have huge energy amounts. That's going to be on the ratepayers. That's what the Unit of Concerned Scientists research showed. But they're doing this in a way that's going to leave ratepayers holding the bag, and the bag is already too heavy for them now.
This winter is also a concern, Craig says, because the Trump administration has seemingly begun dismantling the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. That's the national program that heavily funds Wisconsin's Home Energy Assistance Program.
Armand, thank you. If you need help, you can call 1-866-HEAT-WIS to learn more, and you can apply for the Wisconsin Home Energy Assistance Program.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is asking the federal government for $1 billion to improve rural health care. As part of the Rural Health Transformation Program, the money would go to 3 main priorities: recruiting and retaining a workforce, technology improvements, and strengthening rural health care partnerships. But the director of Wisconsin's Office of Rural Health Care says he's concerned rural hospitals would lean too heavily on the one-time funding.
If you're trying to clean something really dirty, that's going to take some time, right? You're going to really have to scrub on that to get all of the little pieces, all of the corners. And the same is true of a project this comprehensive. The amount of projects and initiatives that are contained in this to make it up to that $1 billion is extensive. And so it's just a lot of work that you really can't plan this quickly and implement this quickly.
The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services will announce if Wisconsin receives the money by the end of the year.
Governor Tony Evers has sent a letter to U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon demanding that she release federal funds to 20 school districts across the state. Evers says the districts serve over 21,000 students and were supposed to receive the funding known as impact aid for things like payroll, transportation, programming, and other critical areas. The impact aid funds were established in 1965 to provide provide aid to communities due to the presence of a tax-exempt federal property or those who have increased expenses due to federally connected children.
Today is the 11th day of the 11th month, which marks the end of World War I. From 1918 to 1954, it was known as Armistice Day. In 1954, President Dwight Eisenhower made an official change to Veterans Day. But did you know the start of the day has strong roots in Wisconsin? A UW-Madison graduate, Harvey Higley, served in World War I and was later Wisconsin's American Legion State Commander from 1941 to 1942. In 1947, Higley became the chair of the state's Republican Party, and then in 1953, President Eisenhower appointed him to be Administrator of Veterans Affairs, where he helped establish Veterans Day as an official holiday.
And on this Veterans Day, Vortex Optics in Barneveld held an event to honor employees and all community veterans. Roughly 1 in every 10 employees at Vortex is a veteran, and brand manager Sawyer Briel says that veteran family members own and started this business. He also said their event today was one of many to help veterans connect with their communities.
Get an opportunity to shake their hand, say thank you in person, because I think that's really important. And you can see it when you're talking to people. Like these are stories that are really important to be told, and I think however we can recognize these people is just really important.
As veterans and employees gathered, the business continued its tradition of honoring service members, lining its drive with American flags, you saw that earlier, and offering free coffee and commemorative challenge coins to veterans.
Staying on the subject of Veterans Day, a group of Badger flight members were surprised when former President Barack Obama met veterans and their families in Washington, D.C. 79 veterans of the Korean and Vietnam Wars traveled from Madison to our nation's capital to be greeted by former President Obama, who gave them presidential challenge coins. In a statement on X, former President Obama said he was honored to welcome a flight of veterans to D.C. and said the sacrifices they made to our country will be honored today and every day. Let's hear from those on the flight about this entire experience.
Last time I got to see a president, it was Gerald Ford.
How about that?
Well, it means a lot because back then you got off the plane there and you had no welcome and people were almost booing you.
I just couldn't believe that there was that many people around that remembered us and was there to greet us, and it was just unbelievable.
If you would like to volunteer, participate, or donate, you can go to badgerhonorflight.org. And beyond,
I think that was a surprise.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I like what that guy said, that the last president he saw was Gerald Ford.
That's funny.
Yeah, and on behalf of all of us, thank you to all the veterans and their families out there.
Absolutely. And our Maddie Heimsch, by the way, is talking to a lot more people who were on that flight, and she'll have that story coming up tonight at 10.
Very special. Well, next on Live at 4, we are continuing our Veterans Day coverage with how other area organizations are celebrating our nation's heroes.
And Josh Spreiter is in the 608. He's talking about a life-changing donation that's being made to 2 area nonprofits.
It's a chilly day today, but how long will that weather stick around? Alex has the answer ahead in the First Warn forecast.
And our Packers senior writer Jason Wilde tells us about such a close loss last night against the Eagles. He'll have his analysis coming up a little later.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
There's an event happening now to change the lives of individuals in Dane County who need it the most. More than $100,000 will be gifted to 2 nonprofits.
It's the kind of gift that could create lasting impact in the 608. Our Josh Spreiter caught up with the organizers on News 3 Now this morning.
Joining me now are Jason Gutenberg and Leah Lynchide here as well of the 100 Men and Women's Collective. Guys, welcome. Leah, welcome back to the couch.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
So hard not to cry walking in here. This feels like home. It's so good to see you and the rest of the crew.
And we've got a great thing that we're talking about this morning because you guys have an event tonight. It's called Cure Local. Jason, what is this all about?
Yeah, so we collectively give money towards causes. We have a men's group that gives towards children in Dane County and a women's group that supports women and children in Dane County as well.
You know, this is so unique because the men's group is almost full and the women's group is brand new. So what is your focus as a women's fundraiser, Leah?
So you heard Jason talk about how the men focus on giving to children, groups that benefit children. And this is quarterly, so we give out 4 grants a year. What the women's group does is we focus on nonprofits who benefit women and girls, because we believe really strongly that when women are succeeding in our community, so is the rest of the community. These are your moms, your daughters, your caretakers. When they're succeeding, they lift the community up on their backs. So we're really hoping to make a difference in our community by raising up women.
So with this being brand new, what made you want to get involved?
Oh boy, I have so many strong women in my life. I am where I am because I had a mom who lifted me up. Barb Lynchide, little shout out to Mom. And you know, that's because we had a community who lifted us up in Highland. So here in Madison, we want to do the same thing. We want to make sure that moms and daughters are lifted up and taken care of. And all of those little pieces in the background are taken care of so that they can focus on succeeding and helping the community.
Oh, this is such a great partnership. And Jason, obviously you guys have been around for a long time. You've been out in the community. I mean, these partnerships, these community connections are everything.
Yeah, it's great to see when an organization can take that next step and add a new program or expand reach, and it really adds just a positive vibe to the group and something intangible. We give our money, we don't know what happens, but then we get to see the end product 6 months later, a year later. Look how this is grown. So it's been very rewarding on our end.
And if I may, the gifts that the 100 Men and the Women's Collective are giving out are really, really large. There is a list of ways you can give back to your community in Dane County, but what Cure Local is doing is on such an exponential level. Instead of a $3,000 donation or a $5,000 donation, what 100 Men is doing right now is handing out $100,000 donations to these nonprofits quarterly. That's an incredible gift that can really accelerate what that nonprofit is doing for its community.
So let's talk about the event tonight, this joint grant presentation. Jason, what do people need to know about this?
Well, one, it's our first joint presentation ever, which is exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, the women's and the men's groups. And it's at Buck and Honey's in Monona. And it's from 4:30 to 6:30. And if anyone wants to come and check it out, we'd love to have you and learn about the organization.
Yeah, you can see the event information up on the screen. And obviously, you guys are looking for people to join as well. So if people are interested, maybe this is kind of speaking to them. What should they know?
So the men's group is almost full, just a couple of spots left.
Yeah, we have about 10 spots left out of 100. So.
And the women's group is just getting started. So we are looking for like-minded women who want to make a difference in their community and help us raise up other women. So please come join us tonight. I'll be there, Jason will be there, a bunch of really incredible folks in your community who want to give back. If that's who you want to hang out with, come join us.
Making a difference. All right, Jason, Leah, good to see you again. Thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate it.
Oh, good to see Leah again.
Josh, why didn't you take her car keys?
Yes.
Keep her here.
Keep her here.
Yeah.
All right, if you're interested in joining in on the cause for the future, there's the email on your screen right now. Just email cure.local@gmail.com.
Now let's get a look at the weather. Boy, it's another frosty one out there, but big changes are on the way. You were telling me before the show started, Alex, we've gotten through the worst of it now.
Yes, we are through the coldest of the cold, at least for now in the fall season, and we got a big warm up on the way, approaching 62 degrees by the time we get to Saturday. Then the temperatures will cool down later in the 10-day period, but if you're looking for a warm up, let's focus on the warm up on the way. It's moving in as we speak right now. As we take a look at tonight's low temperatures, we'll be mid-30s. Last night we were in the low to mid-20s. A lot of 35s is a popular number for the overnight forecast. Clear skies, bit on the breezy side. We're going to track those winds here in just a moment. Highs tomorrow upwards of 50 degrees, 40s to the east and low to mid 50s if you're heading out towards Grant or Crawford County as we go into Wednesday. Now, gone with the wind. So actually, we can't say gone with the wind because it's going to go away. We'll have gusty winds at 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning at 30 to 35 miles per hour, about 25 to 30 mile per hour winds on Wednesday. And then here we go. There's gone with the wind on Thursday. By the time we wake up, the winds ease on up. Winds calm, and look at again with temperatures expected to be in the 50s. It's going to be a beautiful day on Thursday. Now, you may be wondering, we have temperatures up at 62 on Saturday and then back down into the 40s. So we're going to get some weather. We're going to get some precipitation. Tiny chances of precipitation Saturday going into Saturday night with a cold front that's going to sweep through mostly on the dry side. This is an update here, 3, 4 o'clock. This is the cold front coming through Madison as in the late afternoon afternoon hours with just a spare shower or two, perhaps a couple showers yet in southeast Wisconsin, Janesville over towards Jefferson, over towards Elkhorn as we head towards 6, 7 o'clock Saturday evening. And then the front comes through and the temperatures go down. We'll see temperatures in the mid-40s on Sunday. That's normal, though, for this time of year. Low to mid-40s. Monday, Tuesday of next week, I have a 20% chance of precipitation. A weather system will largely be to the south of the area, as it looks like right now, but we'll keep that slight chance in there of a rain or snow shower on Monday going into Tuesday. Later next week, weather models are in a pretty good agreement right now that a bigger weather system is going to bring widespread rain and wind to the area as we head later next week, with cool temperatures in the upper 30s to the lower 40s by day, staying in the 30s at night. So I think right now that weather system will be in the form of rain, but we could use those raindrops too. No raindrops in this scene here from Muscoda. Christy sending us this picture here, the sun breaking through those morning clouds. We had that bit of slushy snow this weekend, and then they had the dusting that we all got this morning. I think that's a pretty picture there. If you want to send us your pretty pictures, scan the QR code in the upper left-hand part of your screen. All those photos always go to channel3000.com/weather, so we always can see the photos you send us, and occasionally we'll get some photos like this to post on air.
Thank you, Alex.
You're
yeah,
welcome.
We really are lucky here. There are so many great outdoor places that lend itself to winter outdoor activities.
And people embrace it. Yep, that's why we live here instead of Florida.
Coming up on Live at 4, our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, has a warning about a new holiday gift card scam.
And our senior Packers writer, Jason Wilde, breaks down a questionable series of play calls from both coaches during last night's game against the Eagles. Let's check the numbers on Wall Street on this Tuesday afternoon. The Dow made big jumps up, closing up 559 points. The Nasdaq lost 58 and the S&P 500 gained 14.
The Packers are coming off a second straight loss after losing last night to the Eagles 10-7.
It was a defensive showcase while the offense struggled. Our senior Packers writer Jason Wilde tells us more.
For the second time in as many weeks, the Packers have lost a key piece to their offense. Last week against Carolina, it was tight end Tucker Kraft who tore the ACL in his right knee against the Panthers at Lambeau Field. His season is over. Now it is center Elgton Jenkins, the former Pro Bowl guard who moved to center this season, suffered a fracture in his lower left leg in last night's loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, he was placed on injured reserve today. That means he misses at least the next 4 games, most likely more than that, but there is hope that he will be able to return before the end of the season. The Packers have 8 games to go following their demoralizing 10-7 loss to the Eagles at Lambeau Field on Monday night. With Jenkins sidelined, the Packers will turn to Sean Ryan as their starting center. He took over last night against the Eagles. They also have Jacob Monk, a second-year player who's an option at center as well. Iola Scandinavia's Christian Welch, a linebacker from Iowa, takes over the roster spot of Elgton Jenkins. We'll have full coverage of that and everything else Packers on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our newsletter, which delivers our Packers coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. High school football games in Wisconsin are increasingly shifting from the traditional Friday night kickoffs to Thursdays or Saturdays. And that's happening because of ongoing referee shortages. While the WIAA says the number of officiating crews statewide has grown slightly this year, up from 153 to 158, local groups say they still struggle to fill the spots. Officials say limited availability and fan abuse are key reasons that many are leaving the field, and that's creating scheduling challenges and smaller crews that can affect the quality of the game. The WIAA continues recruiting across all sports, encouraging more people to step up and keep the games going.
In other sports news, you'll be able to watch the Bucks on WISC TV this weekend. Morgan Murphy Media and WISC TV have once again teamed up with Weigel Broadcasting to bring Bucks games to fans in Madison. The first game to watch will be on November 15th when the Bucks host LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Coverage starts at 7 Saturday night.
Well, coming up on Live at 4, scammers are trying new methods to get your money this holiday season with gift cards. Our Michelle Renee Quinn has everything you need to know to protect yourself.
And we are honoring those who served our country. Jalen Banks joins us with an area event that also marks a century of service.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4, and we want to say thank you to all the veterans and their families out there on this Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, everyone, to you and yours, and some warmer weather's on the way.
That'll be nice.
That's good news. We'll get an update from Alex in just a second. But all across our area, Wisconsinites are honoring those today who served our country.
Taking part in the festivities is UW-Madison's Memorial Union, and this Veterans Day turns out to be a major milestone for the union. Jalen Banks joins us live from there. Hey, Jalen, what can you tell us?
Brady and Susan, oftentimes when people think of the Memorial Union, they think of the chairs that go on in the back in the spring and in the summer, all the clubs and the events that go on here. But today marks an extra special day for the Memorial Union. It marks the 100-year anniversary of the groundbreaking of the union. And this afternoon, many gathered at the union honoring our veterans. I had the chance to speak with the president of the union on how this place has always tried to honor those who have served.
Memorial Union is a war memorial and dedicated to the men and women of UW-Madison who died in our country's wars. And so it's a good opportunity for us to remember our beginnings and the reason we were dedicated in the first place. And also to remind the community that we can be a war memorial and a living community builder at the same time.
This afternoon's Veterans Day event had, a multitude of guest speakers and veterans who had served and spoke about what this place means to them and what this event means to them. Tonight at 5, we'll hear from a local Army veteran on what Veterans Day means to him and so many others. But for now, reporting live from the Memorial Union, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. Well, let's take a look outside in another area, one of my favorite places. We have the flags at half-staff at the Tenny Locks right now. It is chilly out there, but the good news, warming up soon. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us now with a look at what's ahead. Hey, Alex.
Hey there, and soon it will be. As soon as Wednesday, we'll be back up to 50, 54 Thursday, 59 Friday, and 62 on Saturday, although we will get cooler next week. But as I've been mentioning throughout this newscast, let's enjoy the warm stuff before the cool stuff. We've got that warm weather on the way. Starting tonight, temperatures warmer by about 10 degrees than what we experienced last night. We'll be in the mid-30s, gusty winds and clear skies. 35 will be a popular number for low temperatures tonight. Highs up near 50, as I just showed you for Wednesday. Low to mid-50s over southwest Wisconsin, upper 40s to the north and east of Madison. So slowly inching our way up as we go into Wednesday. Right now we got 43 in Madison, 49 in Prairie du Chien, 43 in Janesville, 42 in the Dalles. Here in Dane County, we've got 43 in Madison to 42 to the east and 45 to 46 off to the west towards Mount Horeb, Cross Plains and the Sauk City area. Beautiful night tonight overall, as long as you can handle the winds. Temperatures dipping down into 30s, back up to 50, as I just mentioned, on Wednesday. But when I come back, we're going to track Gone with the Wind, because it's oftentimes when you've got these temperature changes, you need the wind to transition us from cool to warm. But we're going to have some days where we're going to have nice temperatures and light winds, and I will highlight those days in a little bit.
Thank you, Alex. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is proposing a budget amendment that is meant to keep next year's property tax increase low. The change would draw about $218,000 from the city's fund balance, preventing that cost from being added to the current tax levy. If approved, the city's share of property taxes on an average home would rise about $30 per year, or $2.50 per month. The city says that this is the smallest increase in 40 years.
In consumer news, we're getting you prepared for the holidays. Unfortunately, this happens every season with a gift card scam warning. They're back.
Keep your guard up, everyone. Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, sat down with the lead Call for Action volunteer and shares what to be on the lookout for.
There's a lot of fraud around gift cards when it comes to purchasing from kiosks at big box retail stores like Target or Walmart. What happens is the consumer buys a gift card and activates it with funds. But when it's time to use it, there's a zero balance. The lead call for action volunteer says this scam comes out of organized crime.
People go into a retailer and they are paid to take a handful of gift cards right off that kiosk, put them in their pockets or whatever, and steal them. But they go home, they open it up, they register that gift card. So the gift card is in a computer system that's running all the time, looking for it to be activated.
Oh my gosh.
They then put it back on that cardboard or whatever, so it looks like new. They take it back the next day to that retailer and they hang it there. So then you or I go in, we buy that gift card.
Yeah, and we wouldn't
get it,
even know.
We activate it, and then when we go to use it to pay for a meal, there's a zero balance.
You can avoid falling for a gift card scam if you're purchasing at a kiosk by looking at it closely. If there appears to be anything misaligned or scratched off, that's your red flag. It's a scam. Don't buy it. You can buy gift cards online or in person directly from the retailer instead. For fall totals in September, the telethon call for action total case count was 61, returning $60,000 to consumer pockets. And as of the end of October, Call for Action has 600 new cases for the year, equal to the number they had for all of last year. And there's still 2 months left, with the holidays being a scam-heavy season. Don't forget, you can call for action at 608-270-2833.
Thank you, Michelle Renee. And you can see more of Michelle Renee's consumer reports on News 3 Now this morning, or join her on the morning weekends. Well, next on Live at 4, we continue our coverage of the events honoring this Veterans Day.
A local organization is making sure that no veteran dies alone. We'll take you to a moving ceremony presented by Brighton Hospice.
And Alex is back with the First Warn forecast, where he tells us not to put the light jacket into storage just yet.
Also, even though things might be warming up a little bit, some Wisconsin residents got to experience their first snow day of the season, and for some, it was their first snow day ever.
All right, folks, if you are wanting a warm-up and you're on the other side of that camera there, raise your hand if you want that warm-up. I can see you through that camera. I can't really see you through the camera, but I can only imagine many of you are probably saying, yep, me please. And we do have warmer weather on the way. Temperatures getting up to near 60 by the end of the week, if not eclipsing 60 and getting to 62 by Saturday, although the temperatures will swing back down to reality as we head out a little bit further into the 10-day period. Tonight, temperatures a good 10 degrees warmer than what we were at last night in the low to mid-20s. We'll be in the mid-30s tonight with winds out of the west at gusty at times upwards of 25 miles per hour and clear skies. So the skies will continue to clearing out from the clouds that we had and that dusting of snow that we had this morning. We'll do 50 for high temperatures on Wednesday, if not in the low to mid-50s over parts of southwest Wisconsin, with those gusty winds continuing. And as I mentioned, I said that we would track Gone with the Wind, but not tonight. And when the winds are going to be hanging on tonight, still hanging strong, 25 to 30 mile per hour winds, maybe even 35 mile per hour wind gusts early on Wednesday. 6 o'clock Wednesday night, those winds start to ease back up, 25 to 30 miles per hour. And by the time we get into Thursday, there we go. That's Gone with the Wind. So you take the combination of light winds and mild temperatures on Thursday. It's looking like a really nice day, and we're going to repeat that on Friday. What about water? We always could use some water because we are still dealing with abnormally dry conditions to severe drought conditions in southern Wisconsin. And the only bit of rain that I've got in the forecast is late Saturday going into Saturday night. And each day that we get closer to Saturday, the chances of the rain shower activity continues to go down. It's about a 20% coverage as that weather system moves through Saturday later afternoon going into Saturday evening. That will also end the streak of warm temperatures. 45 on Sunday, 43 on Monday, 42 on Wednesday. A weather system will be just to our south as we go Monday into Tuesday. That will be close enough maybe for a slight chance of a rain or a snow shower. Better chances for rain as we head later into the 10-day forecast. Next Thursday and Friday, weather models currently are in pretty good agreement of showing a weather system that will likely bring us windy conditions and rain showers to southern Wisconsin. Live at 4 continues in just a little bit, and a little bit later in the newscast, we're going to talk about a unique snow day.
Let's take a little trip to Salamanca, New York, where it looks like the snow is going to be sticking around for a little while. The weather there is 31 degrees and snow is expected through the evening. This area is on the Allegheny, thank you, Native American reservation, and is known for its rich heritage, particularly with the Seneca Nation. Well, only about 6% of the U.S. population has served in the military, but 25% of individuals who die each year currently are veterans.
Brighton Hospice in Madison makes sure that all veterans feel supported all year long, and especially in their final chapter. And on this Veterans Day, they held 2 ceremonies to honor local veterans as well as the spouses of veterans who wanted to have their partners recognized. Sarah De Felice is a volunteer coordinator at Brighton Hospice. Sarah, welcome to Live at 4.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to see you.
Thank you.
We were very honored to be able to go to your ceremony this morning at the Sonnet at Tennyson, which is an assisted living facility here in Madison. Tell me a little bit about why veterans that are in assisted care and on hospice support especially need to be recognized on a day like today.
Veterans have given, made the biggest sacrifice that this country, can ask for. And in times like this, especially, as they get older, we want to make sure that we're giving care and attention and honoring these veterans for what they've done for us, as well as their spouses, as well in their families. There's a great sacrifice there.
Yeah.
And so to have, it's important for us to take time out to recognize these veterans for what they've done and the sacrifices they've made.
And we're seeing some video of the event today, and I imagine it's pretty emotional.
It was. Some of the patients, the residents, maybe living with dementia. And so a lot of their memory may have been gone, but in seeing our veteran volunteer, Captain John Simmons, they snapped to attention, and there was a recognition in their eyes and a sense of life that was just really beautiful. And the pinning and the military challenge coin we gave them that Johnny shared was really moving, and I saw life today. It was beautiful.
Johnny, we were hoping to have Johnny here in the studio with us. He's stuck in traffic and he wasn't able to make it, which is happening more and more in Madison. But tell us a little bit about your Vet to Vet program, because veterans have such unique experiences and training. And I know from my experience with my own father that a lot of times veterans won't talk about any of their experiences unless they're with another veteran. So what does Johnny do?
You hit it right on the head. I introduce Johnny every time one of our volunteers has a visit, first time with a patient, I'll go with. But going with Johnny, I'm quickly out of the conversation because that connection is so unique. There is something very special there between brothers and sisters that have served, and they just launch in. And there's lingo, and there's custom and tradition that they talk about, and it's just that you see light and love and laughter, the discussion of things that are hard too, that they may never discuss with anybody else, is something that I think they feel very comfortable doing with another veteran volunteer who comes in. And so it gives them a chance to really engage in that part of their life that maybe they haven't engaged in so much as of late.
Because so many vets, it's easy to just kind of carry stuff and bury it.
Yes.
But having that acknowledgement that you're seen and heard and I understand you, that's a big deal.
Absolutely. I could put it no better way. Seen and heard, and I understand you. And that's what our vet volunteers can do for our veteran patients. Really is very special.
How many years have you been doing this Veterans Day program?
Oh my goodness. I'm relatively a newbie to hospice. And so this is my first Veterans Day program with Tennyson. We also did a program this afternoon with Heritage of Monona as well that was also very moving. And both were huge successes. They were so much fun. They were amazing.
And where can people go to find out about these resources if they want to learn more about it online?
Sure. That's going to be at brightonhospice.com, And if you're looking for the location, you want to make sure you're choosing Brighton Hospice in Madison. We are located elsewhere in Wisconsin and throughout the United States. And so Brighton Hospice, Madison.
Well, please wish Johnny a happy Veterans Day for us. And we will have Johnny back. So we'll have an opportunity to talk to him one-on-one as well. But thank you for doing it solo. You knocked it out of the park. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Good to see you.
You too.
Coming up on Live at 4, we're talking about that warmer outlook in the first warn forecast, and then we're heading to a sledding hill where a small group of Wisconsin students experienced their first snow day of the year.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Well, we had our first preview of winter this weekend, but most of it melted right away.
Look at this background.
Isn't it beautiful? I love it.
Well, however, in Racine and Kenosha, they saw up to a foot of snow in some spots thanks to the lake effect snow. Mary Jo Ola reports from the sledding hill.
This November 10th will go down in history for these kids.
And there was like a foot of snow outside my house, and I was like, yes, I don't have to go to school.
It's the day some in Pleasant Prairie woke up to more than a foot of snow, thanks to the lake effect.
Woo! It was like frost last night, and now it's like a big, like millions of piles of snow.
Oh my, and it's not even Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah,
it's like
it's only November 10th. And my sister's birthday is in this month.
While Kenosha Unified Schools were closed,
my dad was like, okay, get ready to school. I was like, okay. And then my dad was like, not actually. I was like, what? And I looked outside, and I was very excited.
everybody's out. This mountain of a hill was wide open.
We don't get as much snow as I remember as a kid, so it was exciting for them. They were outside by 8 o'clock this morning.
I love getting me so brave.
What's the best part about today?
I think that we got to go to the hill that there's snow.
Time after time after time, we watched daring sledders conquer this hill, only to climb back up and dive back down. Where are you visiting from?
Tampa, Florida.
And we found out it was this 40-something's first time on a sled. He and his family were not going to miss out. What do you think?
It's amazing. I love it. Cold, but, you know.
There were a few tumbles, but mainly lots of snowy smiles.
Brought a smile to all of our faces.
And that's Mary Jo Ola, who used to be our colleague here at News 3. She had a fun day out there on the sled hill.
Yes.
And hopefully with all this cold, maybe the ski hills are starting to make snow.
Perhaps. And
although by Friday, it'll all be gone.
I would say turn it off.
Yeah.
Until we get to next week when those temperatures get back down into the 40s. But let's enjoy the good stuff. If you want to warm up on the way, it's on the way. Coming up at 5, we're going to track a cold front coming through Saturday and Sunday.
All right, Alex, thank you. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on Live at 4, Lisa Briggs answers your plant questions. You can email those to tips@channel3000.com. And we meet the author of a new book, One Can Be, an ode to introverts and quiet leaders. And later on News 3 Now at 5, we hear Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy about his plan to keep airplanes moving in the waning days of the government shutdown. So glad to spend this time with you today on Live at 4. We'll see you back here tomorrow. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000 Plus. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.